Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm back for Scotland's second World Cup group game against Morocco. Much tougher match, at least on paper. Although the first match against Haiti proved harder than you would think for them, but they got the job done. It was a big first win, even though they didn't play at their best. And it's put them in a good position to hopefully get out of the group, but there's still a bit of work to do. Morocco, as I've said before, are no pushovers. They were very impressive against Brazil, especially in the first half. But Scotland are looking good, one way or the other, to get out the group. Even if they maybe have to rely on being the third, one of the best third place teams. You would hope maybe they could do that, but I think a point from the next two games, as long as they can play to their potential, should be at least doable. It'll be interesting also to see how Brazil react to not being great in the first match and just getting a draw. So who knows? There may still be something on that last game, Scotland Brazil. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. But Scotland, really, I think if they can get a draw tonight. Hey, Cindy, welcome. Congratulations, another win. Another comfortable win, although you didn't quite go as crazy this time. You spared their blushes a bit. And of course, you were reserving players, and the changes probably killed the flow a bit. But you did the job in the first half, so no complaints. Yeah, despite Pete, Cindy, I think, you know, as someone who lives in the UK, I'll say, but close to the border, I want Scotland to do well. Oh dear, but not the best start. Just when I was looking away, because that is the quickest goal so far. Because there's been a few goals where they've been in like the 7th or 6th minutes. That's why I got caught out. Because normally you don't get a goal until at least 10 minutes. Yeah, that's a poor goal to concede. He just played a simple ball over the top, just through the middle. They got caught out completely. Smashed it. I thought maybe the keeper should have done better, but I think just because he smashed it from a close distance, then maybe he didn't have much of a chance. Well, that happens to me. Like sometimes I'll think, or it's a bit like I won't really expect. It's like the other day, I didn't really bother with Portugal's game because I know Portugal maybe aren't, but I thought they're going to be quite comfortable. I forget who they played, but I know it was one of the smaller countries. But yeah, that ended up being a 1-1 draw. I don't know if it was the best game. I think it was Iran, but I know it was one of the smaller. And I mean, if I knew Germany were gonna smash their opponents 7-1, I might have watched that game because it's very rare you see 7 goals in a game or 8 goals. Yeah, that's it, yeah. It's just with extra teams and you are getting a few new nations that don't normally make it to a World Cup, so it is you do forget teams. But yeah, Morocco were very good against Brazil, so I expected this to be a tough game for Scotland. I put it as a draw, which Scotland would definitely take, but they've sort of gone back to being the underdogs because they were the strong favourites in the opening game. But now for the next 2 games, they're going to be underdogs again because Morocco and then Brazil. I'm going to watch the Brazil match when I get up tomorrow because that's on quite late. Will Brazil smash Haiti or will they have another iffy performance? Well, they didn't in the first game, Cindy, because it was 1-1 against Morocco, and Morocco went in front, and first half were definitely playing much the better. Brazil came back into it and scored a good equaliser, but yeah, no, they didn't play well, Brazil, and I think by the end of it, both teams were maybe happy with a draw because of it being the first game and they didn't want to take too many chances. But no, they weren't good, but they've got a good manager, Brazil. They've got a very experienced manager who's very cool under pressure. Hey, Clement, how are you? Welcome. And they still got some good players. So we'll see. Sometimes countries like that, big countries like that, do have slow starts. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce back. But yeah, Scotland, because they only won 1-0 in their first game, I think they do have a bit of work to do still. Cindy, who was the guy in the dreadlocks in the USA game in the crowd? I recognise him. Is he Rage Against the Machine or something like that? I definitely recognise him. He's in a band, isn't he? They were in Seattle, so I don't know if he's in a Seattle band. Cindy will tell me in a minute. A lot of Scotland fans went to the baseball the other day, packed it out. I thought it was like an American football because I think I've seen him on the coverage of the Super Bowl, but I also thought he might have been in a band. But I think you're right. I think he might be American football. Hi, Addy. How are you? Welcome. He. I don't know how to put this in. Should I just put dreadlocks guy at USA v Australia? See what that produces. He does look a bit like a guy I might have seen like on an episode of Parks and Rec or something. He might have been playing himself. I know they had a few celebrities on there. Okay. I found a picture of him. Well, this is Instagram. Someone else is saying Seattle legend Mershon, so I think it must be him. Yeah, the British commentary team were cracking jokes about, again, not knowing who the celebrities. They also got a laugh out of the referee going down with cramp, which they never seen happen before, and for some reason they brought on a small bottle of water to help cramp. Yeah, I wondered who the long-haired blonde girl was who was on before the game. I'm guessing she must be a singer or something. In the peach sort of jersey. You mean Scotland were wide open for the goal, unless you're talking about your game. Oh, in this game? I've seen you all get carried away, Cindy. Suddenly, all of America seems to think you can win the World Cup. If you get to the quarterfinals, that's a very good tournament. I'll put it that way. Well, Russell Crowe, as you called him the other night, Cindy, is a very good manager. So he has you playing very well. What film did you see the other night when you went out, Cindy, with your sister? I'm probably seeing The Closer Day next week, hopefully. I need to sort out a night to see it or a day with my mate. And I'll be seeing the new Supergirl, definitely, because I enjoyed the last Superman film. So I'll be seeing that one. Ah, okay. Yeah, I still need to do my review of that. But I'll get round to it, don't worry. One of these days. It's not like it's gonna make a great deal of difference to the algorithm at this point, since pretty much everyone else is reviewing it and it's been out a few weeks now. But me and Madison are doing a review of Backrooms, which is gonna go up on both our channels. So we should be reviewing that next week, recording that next week. And then we're also not reviewing, but we're doing a discussion about the trend of social media YouTubers becoming filmmakers. So we're also doing that. You know he didn't direct it, Cindy. Come on. Believe in the internet. Just because Mark Duplass says otherwise, he would say that. He's in the film. Yeah, crazy. Well, it'll definitely be interesting to see how their careers develop because the test now is whether they can consistently put out quality movies and have consistent hits, but they've definitely given themselves a good platform so far. I went, well, things are looking better than they have been, Cindy. For a while, it was looking a bit more, and it still is hit and miss because Sherby out Sherby Oaks sucked, and so did I in None. But yeah, there's obviously very good examples of it being good, of films being good. I can't speak. Hot take. Well, I don't know if it's sort of a hot take at the moment. But those Aussie brothers, they're where it's at still. Talk to me and bring her back. Still both better films. But there's ones you forget. Like I didn't even know the guy who did Together was a YouTuber originally. I guess it's just so common now that most people who are looking to, so many people in general just have YouTube channels. So I guess it just makes sense that future directors would will. I can't speak. Yeah, Madison was a bit higher on that one than me. I liked it sort of up to a point. It was a bit, yeah. I don't think it was quite as weird as I was hoping overall. I think they just played it a bit too straight for my liking, but yeah, it was decent. I can't believe Pete didn't, because one of Pete's comments is that he didn't think they had good chemistry. I guess that's subjective. I thought they had good chemistry, but yeah. I think his point was, and sometimes it doesn't always work out how you expect. Like, sometimes it's a bit too awkward if you're in a relationship, real life, and then have to do it on screen, kind of thing. But yeah, I didn't really have a problem with their chemistry. Come on, Scotland, get your fucking asses in gear. They they're not wearing the pumpkin kit. That's why. When they wore the pumpkin color kit, they won. They got off to a pretty good start. Well, he said that as well, but he also said he didn't think they had good chemistry. Hey, we don't know about their marriage, Cindy. Who knows? They might be going through a bad patch. But yeah, chemistry's subjective. Because I didn't think, even though I like Rachel McAdams, my future wife, who's never bad in anything, I didn't think she had particularly good chemistry with Dylan O'Brien in Send Help. And obviously some of that was they were going for a bit of a screwball vibe. But that's subjective. I mean, other people maybe watched it and thought they did have good chemistry. Pep Guardiola in the crowd watching the Scotland match. Yeah, it definitely could have been better. Oh, a bit of Cher on the soundtrack. Nice. It's in his kiss. That's where it is. I guess it's because it's hydration break. I was going to say, why is music playing during the game? I get, yeah. Actually, it's not Cher. It just sounded like her. Brazil Haiti are playing when we'll be watching Sleepaway Camp. Sorry, Cindy, was it you who asked if we're watching a film? Yeah, Sleepaway Camp after this. Nice. Holland, Sweden, that's the match to watch tomorrow, I think. Yeah, sorry, I put the streams up a bit late. It's been a bit hectic here. I don't think it was Cher. I think it's Journey. It just sounded like Cher for some reason. I've got it quite low. Yeah, my brother's coming tomorrow at some point, and he's doing a bit of thing, and I had to get a few nails out of the stand for the thing, and then Mum's going back with him for a few days next week. And there's just been just balancing a little bit at the moment. Yeah, one of our best players. When I say one of ours, I mean Aston Villa, my club team. Scott McGinn plays for Scotland. He's the one who got the goal in the first match. So, apart from the fact I want Scotland to do well, because they're like neighbours, I like to see John McGinn do well also. Yeah, chaotic. That's a good word for it. But we're on a Buffy rewatch at the moment, which is always good. Just started season 3 tonight. So not long till Faith comes into it. Left him on mark, edge of the box. That's risky. Well, I'm always happy when the coverage is on BBC, Cindy, because there's no breaks. But this is on ITV, so there is breaks. But obviously, they're not doing the American thing of having it during the rest period. Yeah, they're good side. They won the African Cup of Nations, Morocco. Although that's currently under a legal dispute with them and Senegal. But as it stands, they're the African Cup of Nations champions. Senegal are another, like, if you're talking potential dark horses, a few people have mentioned them. Because they obviously gave France a good game in the first half the other day. And even for some of the second half, it was quite late on before France broke the deadlock. They're definitely getting a bit more of the ball, Scotland, and playing their game a bit more, but they're just looking vulnerable at the back every time Morocco get a counter attack. And Morocco, because they have that goal now, they can sit back and hit them on the break. Did you know the actress out of Obsession was in 13 Reasons Why when she was young? I had no idea. But then I didn't watch as far as her season. Yeah, there's been stuff online in recent weeks. I guess I just assumed she was like quite a new actress, and like this was one of her first like. Yeah, I sort of think I watched up to season two because I was maybe because it was never really good that show. Like I could see the potential in it, but yeah, overall it was a bit cringe and not great. So Alcanoes, probably, maybe two. I don't know, but yeah, three was really pushing the point. But yeah, I think she might have been in the final season as someone's sister. Oh, there you go. The commentators just said it. Haggis has been legalized in the United States. We can all die happy. This is Scotland, like this Scottish manager, his first tournament, not his first, sorry, his third tournament in a row. So they've, well, not in a row, but his third one overall. He's qualified them for two Euros and then this World Cup, but they didn't get out of the group at the two Euros. So it would be nice if they at least got out of the group this time. That's a great question, Cindy. It's always one of those. I don't know. I mean, they're upbeat people, Cindy. They're very jovial, and I'm sure either way there will be a few drinks had. But I like to think there would be more had if they win, or at least if it's a draw, because a draw pretty much guarantees them going through. So they'll be happy with the draw. Well, it's just like I said, you don't really want to go into the Brazil game, your last game, needing a result. That's quite a lot of pressure against, what is still a very strong team and a team who you would expect to go far in the World Cup. Now that was a nice bit of skill. I think Morocco are doing well with their recovery tackles in midfield. Scotland can only get so far up the pitch before there's like an interception. Better in possession, which is key at this point. I think what people forget, because like Scotland have been building and building, and this probably is their best team in quite a while. But people forget if you're not so experienced at big tournaments, then you can freeze, and or your game management just isn't quite as good as some other teams who have been at more big tournaments. Because they were jittery in the first game. I mean, they got the job done, so they did what they needed to do in the end, but they were jittery. They weren't really at their best. And I think maybe that's just a bit because they're not used to being the favourites in a way. They're used to being more underdogs. That's Super John McGinn, who just won the free kick. Fixtures are out, by the way, Addy. They get earlier every year. My team kick off away at Brighton. and then we've got Arsenal at home the next week. Oh, decent ball. Certain teams are going to acclimatise better as well to the heat. Good ball. Wow. Come on. So San Francisco in the group stages, in the not the group, the first knockout round. That's where USA will be playing their games, Cindy. They said earlier. Well, at least we forget the Bond film A View to a Kill. The end scene was shot there. Well, pretty much the end scene. The Golden Gate Bridge, where Christopher Walken fell to his death. Mm. Oh yes, Roy Keane, come on. Roy Keane's one of my favourite pundits, Cindy, because he's always ranting, and he always looks very grizzly because he's normally got like a beard and he wears these wild shirts. And he's got a thick Irish accent, so he's just very entertaining to listen to when he tears into teams. He's one of those guys, even if you don't agree with what he's saying, he's entertaining to listen to. And he falls out with his fellow pundits as well at times. You can tell in the first game when they were debating that decision in the first half. You could tell. Oh, he's everywhere because he's on this ad, but you could tell he'd fallen out with them already, and the tournament had only just started. Yeah, that guy the ex-commentator who was really insulting about Australia, he was a bit of a dick, wasn't he? The guy who says, like, I don't know who any of their players are, and which might have been true, but he was still being a dick. But something to do with a past rivalry or something. Yeah, I can't remember his name. He was an ex-commentator or something. Oh, Rob Lowe's on a gambling advert over here, Cindy. Dressed like a cowboy, it's surreal. It's him, Danny Dyer, who's like a celebrity in the UK, and Peter Crouch, the footballer, or ex-footballer, I should say. Well, it's similar. It's not exactly cowboy get-up, but it's similar sort of get-up. James Burrows just died. I just saw. The Cheers and Frasier producer. What a career that guy had. Oh, 1940 he was born, so yeah, he would have been getting on a bit. I think he produced Taxi as well, didn't he? Shocking stat. I love it. We've got an Irishman, an Aussie, and a Scotsman as the pundits, and an English guy hosting it. Taxi definitely shared producers with Cheers, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if it was him exactly. Yeah, that sort of reminds me of like, it's quite a famous joke in this country where you sort of use the setup like an Englishman, an Irishman, a Scotsman go into a pub. And that's the setup for the joke. I can't really remember the punchline. I think people just come up with their own punchlines. Start quick. The warnings are coming. Oh, you never know. Well, it's still 1-0. They've got a chance. Yeah, give it probably 10 minutes. Scotland, I would, and then maybe make a change, depending on how things are shaping up. 10, 15. There's more to football than goals, Cindy. A game can still be good without a lot of goals. But you are a neutral, so I do get that. I just want Scotland to get a result, obviously. Good challenge. Firm but fair. Oh, I thought he'd given that for a minute. Let's see. Well, I've seen them given. Okay. Nah, he hasn't given it. It's borderline. I can see why he didn't give it. But like maybe he thought the player went down too easily, or the player a bit more like lost his balance. Maybe didn't feel there was enough contact, but I've seen them given. He definitely got a bit of him without really getting the ball. Oh, wouldn't that be the ultimate kicker? Denied a penalty, and then Morocco go up the other end and get a second. Classic breakaway goal. Yeah, Burrows did do taxi. Big Bang Theory, Will and Grace as well. Oh, Friends. For some reason, I never realised he was involved with Friends. Well, they can still get through, Cindy. I mean, they have 3 points, which obviously puts them in a pretty strong position, but you don't really know because it's a bit wait and see because not every group will have 3 teams going through. I think it's eight of the group, something like that, will have the best third place teams go through. So it sort of depends on the other results in the group and see how Scotland do in their last game. But again, they're playing a very good team, Brazil, so it's going to be a lot of pressure if they do have to get something. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated. So Morocco would have 4 points if it stays like this. So that's them pretty much through. And then they would end against Haiti, who you expect Morocco to beat. So Morocco, if they won this, they're looking pretty good. Well, they're almost certainly through if they win this. Brazil should beat Haiti. You never know, but they should beat Haiti. So that would put them in a good position because they would be on 4 points then. But that's the thing with Scotland is if they lose their last two group games, there's a chance they might still hang on and be waiting for other results and hoping they can get through in third or something. Oh, he's letting it go a bit, this referee. So it's wait and see, Cindy. Because until you see how the other results pan out, what we know for sure is Scotland ideally need to get a point from their last two games. If they get a point in this game or the last game, then they're through, pretty much. But if they lose both, it's wait and see. They're hanging on a bit. Basically, how they judge which third place teams go through is based on their results. So things like goal difference comes into it. Come on, get on with it. I'm watching Sleepaway Camp later, don't you know? None of this getting injured malarkey. The film's on YouTube as well, Cindy, if you can't find your Blu-ray. I was surprised somewhere like Shudder didn't have it. Feels like the sort of film they would have, but they only had Return to Sleepaway Camp. That's the most recent one, I think. I've seen the original trilogy. I've not seen the one they brought out a few years ago. Oh, he went for a slide, didn't he? Like he was ice skating. Yeah, they're getting frustrated. You can tell. He suckered him in though, didn't he? Because he was waiting for the challenge. Very devious. I kind of like it though, Cindy, because I like the skill of bending the rules, playing the games. But Morocco have done what they needed to do so far. They got the early goal and they've controlled the game better. And they've looked dangerous on counter attacks. So far, it's the perfect game plan. Hmm. Yeah, they've got some really talented forward players, though, Scotland. So, you know, if something just hits a really quality goal out of the blue, or something drops their way, you just never know why it's 1-0. Be interesting to see how long he leaves it before making a sub. Well, I think he made a sub, but that was just because that player went down injured. But he hasn't put another striker on yet. Oh, Trinity Rodman was another celeb earlier. Because of how young she looks, Cindy, I'm going to take a guess and say she's the daughter of Dennis Rodman. Not his wife. Or are they totally unrelated? They could be unrelated, but it's such a famous surname. Then you're just assuming. Maybe she looks good for her age, but she only looks about, I'd say, mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. She doesn't look any older than that. And you know they used to call him Rodzilla, Cindy. Classic nickname. I remember him popping up in WCW. He was an honorary NWO member, making occasional appearances. Tried to do too much. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up in a minute. If he named his daughter after Trinity from The Matrix, then I do have some respect for him. Turkey, Paraguay later, Cindy. That's in your group. That's after Brazil, Haiti. Good doctor. What? Oh, so she's a member of the US women's soccer team. She brought out the match ball earlier. It mentions that. Oh, she's only 24. I thought she looked young. What's this one? Let's see. Is Trinity Rodman really Dennis Rodman's daughter? She is. She's his daughter. I thought so. With his former wife, Michelle Moya. Moya. Who said that? Do they say it differently in the US? No, it's a big fat turkey, Sydney. Sydney. I don't know why I call you Sydney. Slip of the tongue. Cindy. Is it McLean or McLean? Apparently it's McLean. There's a good Scottish film called Gregory's Girl, which is sort of like a romantic comedy. We all watch it one year, Cindy, in February. You might need the subtitles on, but it's a really good film. And it involves football. There's a football connection as well. Well, here's a fact for you, Cindy, which a film critic in this country heard about, but hang on, I shouldn't have started that before I. Robin Williams' Scottish accent in Mrs. Doubtfire was based on how the director of that movie talked, Gregory's Girl. That's what he claimed. Because I think he must have worked with him on one of his other movies. That's a bold claim. I've not watched it for years. It's one I enjoyed as a kid. But whether it would still hold up, I don't know. I'll have to revisit it and see what I think. It's the film that got Pierce Brosnan the James Bond gig, of course. Do you look like a lady? The Terry Gilliam film Fisher King is probably one of my favourite Robin Williams films. Him and Jeff Bridges. It's very sweet, but in an odd sort of way. Yeah, early 90s, 91, I think. So it's sort of in that peak era for Gilliam. I think Amanda Plummer's in it. Pretty sure she is. I never saw that show he was in with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think it only got one season or something. But I was curious to check it out. When was it? Early 2000s? It must have been about early 2000s because obviously it would have been after Buffy. Well, early to mid, I'm guessing. Come on. No, it needs to go in. Indecision. Yeah, they need to keep the tempo going and they need to do more with the ball in the right areas. But there's always the pressure the chance Morocco can get something on the counter. Yeah, because I think he died about 2015 or something, didn't he? 2015, 2016, because it feels like it was quite close to when that show was. Unless he'd already filmed that show, which is possible. Yeah. Hmm. If they wear the pumpkin kit against Brazil, Cindy, that should do the trick. They need to go back. Oh, El Canoose, what a great name. Yeah, I want to see that again on the replay. I didn't get a good look at that one. Definitely better, but they might have left it too little too late. I won't try and explain it, Cindy, but it's a technicality why that didn't go to VAR, basically. Oh, yeah, deflection. Well, something to do. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, because if they go across the keeper with that shot, you're giving him a tougher thing to save it. But I think, to be fair, the defender got a deflection on it, so that might be the main reason. But yeah, it was a chance. Nice. Oh, he dug that in. Dug that out well. Gonna be 5 or 6 minutes at least added on, but Morocco have rolled the storm. For the first time in the game, Morocco are looking a bit leggy. Last sort of 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Pardon me. That's it. Keep going, keep moving. Ah, sloppy. They always look dangerous on the counter. Good. No, I thought he saved that. I thought he got fingertips to it, but obviously not. It's now or never, really. And they just need to run. Well, they might have a chance, but even so, if he just runs it into the corner. Ooh. But it's win-win though, because it gobbles up more seconds. Oof. Oh, corner. Drama at the end, maybe. Oh yeah, it was. I thought he got that on the volley. The Scotland player. It's all or nothing. No, that's it. Not much of a Boston Tea Party, was it, for Scotland? I just thought of that. I'm proud of that one. Yeah, the right team won. Scotland were better second half. In the last 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, they started to play like they can, but it was too little too late. That's to the Miami next time against Brazil for Scotland. Bloody useless Scotland. Okay, I'm gonna switch streams. I'll see you in a minute, guys, for sleepaway camp.